Okay, this is an interesting question. Why do so many people agree to a police interrogation without an attorney present?
Golly, it's a great question. I think everybody thinks on some level that if they could just tell their story and get the police to understand, they would see how innocent they were or how right they were to do what they did. And it's not true. The police, I mean, if you think about the Miranda warnings, the part of the reason for the Miranda warnings is just to make it very clear the police are not your friends and they are not on your side. And you should be afraid because they're there to get information to be used to convict you. So don't talk to them. I think that people greatly overestimate their ability to persuade a police officer as to their own innocence or to the rectitude of their position. It just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I used to speak at an English as a second language class regularly, every 6 months or so, and I would make everybody in their broken English as they were learning to speak English repeat after me, "I want a lawyer. I don't want to talk to you." And I would make them say it over and over until they said it clearly. So folks, if you're ever in the situation, I don't want to talk to you, I want a lawyer. You can't be wishy-washy about it. You can't say, do I need a lawyer? I'm thinking about getting a lawyer. You have to say, I don't want to talk. I want a lawyer. I don't want to talk to you. And the police at that point have to stop interviewing you. They have to stop talking with you. And sometimes people think if I just talk to the police, they'll let me go. And in fact, sometimes the police say, if you just talk to me, I'll let you go, or words to that effect. Hey, we don't know what's going on. You can really clear things up. It would really help us out. It's going to be a lot easier for you if you just tell us what's going on. Don't fall for that. Even if you get arrested, it's better for you, almost always, for you not to have spoken to the police than to tell them something that they can use against you, because it's not going to get accurately reported and it's not going to get fairly weighed and it's going to be used against you. If it can be twisted, it will.
Mm-hmm. Well, what if a defendant says they're going to talk to the police, but then doesn't show up the next day to speak with the police? Could that even be admissible at a trial potentially?
Could it be admissible if they said they were going to do it, then they decided not to?
Yeah.
I mean, probably they could tell that story for whatever it's worth. I have a lot of people call me at that point where they have been approached by the police. This is what you do if you are approached by the police. Call a lawyer and then let the lawyer have that conversation with the police. Because the conversation that I generally have is, I've got a guy here. He says that you want to talk with him. I'm not going to let him talk with you. But if you have, I'm not going to let him talk with you directly. But if you have questions, tell me what they are. And sometimes the police, I mean, usually the police will say, no, I don't want to go through a lawyer if I can't. I mean, this is implied. They don't say it out loud. If I can't manipulate and pressure and trick the person I'm investigating, then I don't see any benefit to having that conversation. But occasionally the police will tell me what they want. When they do, we don't usually answer the question, but sometimes we do if we think it's in the best interest of the defendant to explain what was going on. Among the benefit of having a lawyer is that I've done this a lot, and I can usually tell when it's going to be helpful and when it's going to just be terrible to respond to the police. But also, if I respond, here's what happened, officer, that's me talking. That's not my client. And usually that works well for my client, because I wouldn't say it if I didn't think it was going to be helpful. I would just say, we're not going to talk with you. Thank you for the opportunity. But if I do say something stupid, it's me saying it. It's not my client. And they can't really use that against my client. They can't say, well, his lawyer said, because I don't know. I'm just, I'm not a witness and I'm not a party. And they can't use that against my client.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. And